APC, this nonsense. You are crazy. What will I tell a 16-year-old who is 2 years away from voting? What will you tell a 16-year-old who is 2 years away from voting by 2031 after he witnessed Buhari and Tinubu? You will tell him education is important? You will tell him he must pass WAEC? You will tell such a child that he shouldn't engage in heroin trafficking? You will tell such a child that what Mesoma did is wrong? You will tell such a child that that the end justifies the means? You will tell a 16-year-old child by the end of this administration, if you allow this charlatan do 8 years, you will tell a 16-year-old child that, man, forget it, forge. 16-year-old Mesoma is fucking jump already. Let me tell you, idiots, what you don't know you are doing. If there was hope to change Mesoma's mind at 8 years old, by 16, after 8 years of Buhari, impunity is in her blood already. We are laughing at songs like all these Lomos boys. We are laughing Yahoo piano. Give that genre of Afrobeat 8 straight years. Who will you tell? Which youth will you hold his trouser when he does wrong? When the father of the nation is a thief? You shameless twats. Sure, Tinubu don't go write reps. Let them give him 500 billion for palliatives to share. Ndioshi. They don't rush. Judiciary, they will increase their salary. Judiciary. Let me remind you people on the violence space about this bloody judiciary that every day we come. Look here, it's better we even come here and start threatening them every day. They are crazy. They don't deserve an atom of respect. They're the generation we are trying to purge out of public office and let us be able to breathe. Useless thieves. That's how Muhammadu Buhari was Minister of Petroleum for 8 years, didn't build one refinery, and none of you idiots could call him out. APC. When Jonathan was there, the box stops at the table of the president. The box stops at the table of the president. It was from APC I learned that word. The box stops at the table of the president. All of a sudden, APC entered power. The box stops at the table of a private citizen, PeterObi. You will go to Obi-Datti handle. What is Obi-Datti saying about the killings in the East? If she talks about the killings in the East, does that activate a policeman? APC will get up and tell you people that the buck does not stop at Tinubu's table. Now even PeterObi get time to the answer on to the call for this thing, for help in the Southeast. Now PeterObi get time. All of a sudden, APC has forgotten the buck stops at the table of the president. You are all crazy. Let me remind you people, violence space. The last time, let me tell you why we must be heartless with this judiciary. The last time we were on violence space on Saturday, we got word that about 2 or 3 of the judges were listening to the show. Listen carefully. You see, I deal with data and numbers. That is why I have no emotions in matters like this. We heard that 3 judges were listening to the show. I spoke to them. I told the Nigerian judges on violence space with more than 2,000 people in attendance that listen here, whatever blackmail these people have on you, we the Nigerian people are ready to forgive. Give us justice. Jimmy came up and spoke. Maureen Kubrick came up and spoke. Everybody spoke well. Who remembers what was discussed Monday morning from Labour Party chairman that they are planning a rerun? These heartless bastards listen to us, this judiciary. They listen to us on Saturday. They listen to Nigerians, tell them that any bribe, any video we see from them, we will take. They listen to Nigerians, tell them we are ready to forgive them. And you know what? These bastards went back and discussed how to do a rerun with APC. Remember that no rerun talk had ever come up until after that violence space. These judiciary people want to sell this country out. So let me make them a promise today. Dear Nigerian judiciary, we will show you hellfire. We will show you hellfire. One promise I'll make for you, this movement has very technologically savvy people. We will trace your houses. We will picket in front of your cribs. You guys are running mad. We are going to use the Nigerian Constitution and legally show you hellfire. Go and ask Bola Ahmed Tinubu how he's enjoying his presidency. You guys are crazy. Because I know your type of stupid lineage and how you people think. That you are from the generation a man will rape his wife and you will tell the wife, go back. Marriage it is more important you die in that home than to divorce and be happy and come home. We know your generation. And enough of those silly games. Enough of those silly games. I know how this 70-year-old... I'm sorry. I know how these people think. Can you guys hear me? I had a call. I had to cut it. Can you guys hear me, please? If you
yeah, go on, bro.
So I know how these people think. They are from a generation of compromise. They are the generation that never says the truth and stands by it. They are the generation that went to church, but church did not go through them. They are the generation that will say, oh, leave a drug baron to continue as president, because they will rather calculate in their stupid tiny heads that only saw Google in their 70s. They will rather calculate that Nigeria will go into chaos if they remove a drug baron from being president than calculating that obedience, we will burn this fucking country down if you tell me that a drug baron will be my president for 4 years, especially after Buhari, and especially if he belongs to the APC. It compromises. Criminals to prison. They're the generation that plan amnesty when America has told me from day one that I've been born, you do not negotiate with terrorists. Those are the people that we have carried our hand and our country in their hand. We call them Supreme Court judges. Their lexicon, justices of the Federation. Have these animals ever given anybody justice? Look at the charade going on in Enugu. Look at the charade going on in the Enugu tribunal. Before you know it, NYSC will submit a fake document to support Zumba. Because we are from a judiciary of compromise, a judiciary of technicalities. That is why a full-grown intelligent man like myself will get up and have a discussion about a rerun that will involve APC. When in the Leon case of Bayelsa, was Leon involved in a rerun? Was Leon involved in a rerun in Bayelsa? The absolute daftness that these people are exhibiting is nauseating, and I've had it up to here. Now let me go to IPOB. And let me say this IPOB situation once and for all, because it is under APC's terrorism agenda. Nigeria has had one region from the beginning of time that has been volatile, the North. And we found out terrorism is big business. Saddam always told me the story of a man when he found out one story. He told you about the person who supplies egusi for the Nigerian army. 3 billion naira contract, I think, every 2-3 months or every month. I can't forget that story. So, for arms dealers and merchants of violence, what better way than to start wars in every region of this country so that they can cash out? The ones that will be selling drugs to the terrorists for them to be getting more madder. Because have you noticed that they catch Nigerian terrorists? Tramadol, tablets, plenty past AK-47. Who sells our terrorists hard drugs? Who sells them hard drugs? So let's go into IPOB. Please, this part of the discussion are for my Southwest, my Yoruba obedience, my APC Southwest who are willing to learn. I know that most of you are few and far between, and every other Nigerian. Let me explain IPOB to you, and I will give you facts and figures. IPOB was basically the same thing as Afenifere. just a younger version. The Igbos have their agitation, and they have little groups, subgroups within the Igbo community. Before IPOB, there was one called SOB, run by a man called Ralph Uwazike. And Masob told the whole of Igbo to stay indoors for 1 week. IPOB started their own, brought their young radical, Nnamdi Kanu. But let me break down something to you guys. Nnamdi Kanu was preaching against Nigeria in his way. Adeyinka's grandson, a man who was shouting for Yoruba nation and Yoruba agitation, and who was calling for the killing of Igbos. Both of them were from the UK, both of them were British citizens. Nigeria has reported these two people to the UK. The UK arrested Adeyinka's grandson, imprisoned him, and made him swear an oath to never put his mouth in Nigerian matters again. The UK did not do that to Nnamdi Kanu in the beginning. When Nnamdi Kanu got fueled and absorbed with hatred, I don't know the deal we had with APC that didn't go through as planned, the tide changed. Buhari could have handled this thing better. But obviously, to a hammer, every problem looks like a nail. To a military man, every issue must be handled with Nzobu. And that was how Operation Python Dance turned a bunch of Kegites as far as Igbo land. They were literally Kegites as far as Igbo land was concerned, into a murderous group of bastards. Let me take you to Google so that you can follow your current charlatan in chief, Bola Ahmed Tinubu. 24th of September 2017, Daily Post Nigeria. Don't condemn IPOB, Tinubu tells Nigerians. This is not N6 speaking. This is not Saddam. This is not even PeterObi. This is Bola Tinubu in 2017. This is not Bola Ahmed Tinubu when he was not in power and they were just saying anything. This was Bola Ahmed Tinubu at the height of APC. He said, Nigeria should not condemn but listen and understand the agitations of IPOB. Tinubu said this while delivering the keynote speech at the 2017 annual dinner of the King's College Old Boys Association in King's College, Lagos. Tinubu, the APC leader, said the cry for separation has gained traction among average people due to the chronic failures of government to meet basic aspirations. However, he warned against any attempt to split the country. So Bola Ahmed Tinubu agrees that they should dialogue with IPOB. Bola Ahmed Tinubu. But you people want to hold PeterObi for saying they should dialogue with IPOB. Okay, let's move on again, because data does not lie. I'll take you again to Daily Nigerian. Daily Post, 24th of November. The first one I read for you is Tinubu in 2017. Abi, Biafra, don't condemn IPOB. Abi, 2017. Okay, maybe you say in 2017, it was that maybe they weren't so bad that time. Tinubu in 2022, 24th of November, I will negotiate with IPOB and other agitators. It's not N6 saying it. I didn't pull this out of my ass. It is here. The presidential candidate of APC, Asiwaju Bola Tinubu, says if he's voted into power, his administration would negotiate with agitators, including IPOB. Okay. So that is Tinubu in two places, telling you he will negotiate with IPOB. Nigerians, stop fighting these IPOB people. We should negotiate with them. This their agitation makes sense because Nigeria has failed their people. These are Tinubu's words, not mine. So what is this infatuation PeterObi's to talk on security in the East? Okay, PeterObi tweeted today about security in the East. Does that tweet serve as a direct order to the Inspector General of Police to up his ante, or the Nigerian military to up their ante in the East? What does a tweet from PeterObi on IPOB do for security in the East? For you APC people, PeterObi must, what has PeterObi said? Okay, PeterObi said something today. What does PeterObi street do in the Nigerian? Is it an order to the Nigerian army to go and do what? Now, back to this APC's terrorism agenda. APC, IPOB, and said Nnamdi Kanu that the Kanu is saying. APC somehow found Nnamdi Kanu where he was. If you read the story of how Nnamdi Kanu was arrested, the DSS used a female security agent. They used woman catch Nnamdi Kanu. Nnamdi Kanu is in prison. But somehow the APC government is telling you that they have not written a letter to Finland that one madman in Finland is causing chaos in Nigeria. Somehow APC has not written a letter. Do you know that the time Finland arrested Simon Ekpa in January was due to the outcry of ObiDient? Who remembers when Interpol held Finland? But somehow APC caught Nnamdi Kanu. Remember, Nnamdi Kanu did not order sit at home. Nnamdi Kanu never for one day told people to sit at home. Sit at home started by Simon Ekpa, that anytime Nnamdi Kanu goes to prison, goes to Supreme Court on Monday, all Igbo should sit at home. Nnamdi Kanu did not say we should sit at home. Make una they check terrorism and terrorists. But somehow APC caught the man that was a rabble-rouser, but the man that is causing absolute terror. APC has not written a letter to Finland. Tinubu and Buhari have not written as president to president to Finland for you to catch one YouTuber that is causing problem in Nigeria.
Bro, MCs, I wrote a letter to the embassy of Finland.
It will never be well with APC. I wrote a letter, my brother. I wrote a letter too. That any action that was taken by Finland was taken from ObiDient. It was not taken by the Nigerian government. Please go and check. IPOB has come out and said, we are not supporting at home. We did not come for sit at home. Now, let me tell you, ObiDient, what is happening in Nigeria. They brought terrorism to the southeast because they want to sell guns and hard drugs. What was happening in the southeast at the peak of their terrorism? Do you remember this? They started sneaking in meth into the southeast. We woke up and we are hearing about Tunkulum Mili. Because if you Google it, terrorism and hard drugs go side by side. Oftentimes, terrorists are funded by drug cartels. All of a sudden,
thank you. God bless you. Probably Nigeria said this thing before he came on this page. Go on.
A drug baron enters into Nigeria, and all of a sudden, terrorism. They want to leave one region, but that same region, 40 people were massacred in a church in Owo in the southwest. They play, judges. It is your time to exert a pound of flesh on the APC party as a whole. I've told you people that this is the same party that changed a chief justice of this country. This is the same party that was blowing the doors off the hinges of judges in their homes under fake investigations. This is the same party that this bastard Shetima wore a monkey coat to ridicule the Nigerian Bar Association at their conference. But these are the same you animals in the Supreme Court want to collect money and allowed to come and do it wrong. I make you a promise. Dear Nigerian judiciary, I make you a promise. We ran a 1 million man march in every state of this country, and millions of people came out. Our PDP only ran their marches in Adamawa. APC ran 15 rallies in Lagos alone. We have a national spread. I promise you that we will change our tempo. You see, everybody on this space is still yarning small stuff with you. Me, I don't change my tempo. We will change our tempo with you people in the Nigerian judiciary. We will collect 1 million signatories to the United States government. All of you will be banned. You see what happened to Kekereku? It will happen on a national scale. There will be wailing and gnashing of in the land of the Nigerian judiciary. We will look at just immense this Tinubu's victory. And I'll show you that. You see, these 4 years, I will not spend 1 second of these 4 years chastising APC. My work is all the Supreme Court judges that were involved in this thing. I will galvanize a million signatories to ensure that every Supreme Court judge involved in this charade will not look. The EU wrote their documents. I promise you that in the ObiDient movement, I beat my chest and I promise you something. Solid, just certify this Tinubu's victory. Just technicality you want to certify it. I swear before God and man, that will be the day that you people will find that APC is not the problem of this country. And I will dedicate my entire lifetime. You see that I will dedicate my life on the Nigerian judiciary. All of you will be visited at home one by one. I will come to front of each of you's house and I will protest personally. Just cement this nonsense. All them can Obanese Uzuzu. With the Uzu that they play, you don't take us for fools. We will in front of the Supreme Court before that final day event. I think you have forgotten what our numbers look like. You want to put a man in charge of Abuja that did not win Abuja. We'll remind you what our rallies look like in Abuja. You are all crazy. Because I know your fucking generation. That is how Pastor Aridi Salah came up to defend his grown son when his two baby mamas are quarreling with him online. I know your generation, a generation that supports evil. Just as long as it does not bring embarrassment to the family, let evil continue. We are ready to embarrass this whole country. We are ready to naked Nigeria in the. So you never say anything. We will make all of you as famous as Mahmoud Yakubu. We want INEC to fuck around and find out. Mahmoud Yakubu, he has fucked around and found out. We are just begging you animals. Bukachuwa go fucking wife finish, get up, telling wife, say, see that senator that stole money, that cases in your court. He's my guy. We are in the house together. The wife will free the matter. You are all animals. You are all animals. And you'll be treated like animals. You have driven Nigerians to 500 naira for a liter of petrol. Every day I buy petrol, I bleed, I curse at Aso Rock. You want to kill the Nigerian middle class. You're not ready. You see this thing well now they plan. Papa well. That violent space, that last violent space was a timer I set on the judiciary. You keep on violent space, listen to 2,000 plus Nigerians screaming and wailing. And then the next thing people will say is, no, don't worry. I think we can collect the money and do a rerun. That's the rerun people are planning. Plus that's the rerun people are planning. Muhammadu Buhari went and proscribed IPOB because he wants to mislead Nigerians. Yeah, Nigerians, the real criminal terrorist gang in Southeast is a group called Autopilot, being run by Simon Ekpa. So that you will start knowing the problems. Simon Ekpa is not IPOB. IPOB has done letter. Do you know that IPOB did IPOB Day in Finland and they marched in front of Simon Ekpa's house and Simon Ekpa did not come out? Have you put IPOB as the problem with Simon Ekpa? I want to ask you, Nigerians, because people are the gaslighting now is starting to affect everybody. Which step has committed terror and has not come out to say we did this? IPOB does it, Boko Haram does it, ISIS does it. So why would this IPOB keep telling people that we don't know this thing? We don't support this thing. We don't do this thing. We don't support this thing at home. But the federal government will keep using their media and telling you it's IPOB, it's IPOB, it's IPOB. So then if you talk anything in Labour Party or IPOB, whether you're Igbo or not, you people are not in the game. Give a dog a bad name to kill it. Give a dog a bad name to kill it. I hope you people are following this game. Tell the Nigerian people that Simon Ekpa proudly calls himself Autopilot. Why has Autopilot not been proscribed? I'm giving you the genesis of what is happening in Ebola. Tomorrow, just imagine tomorrow, Afenifere one young boy gets up in charge of Afenifere, but starts talking. He's a member of Afenifere. He's not in charge of Afenifere, and just starts talking terrorist talk. Afenifere gets up and tells people, this man was part of Afenifere, but we in Afenifere, we don't support this thing this man is saying. But every day the government will keep saying, Afenifere, 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 instead of them to be drilling. When last did the government say Simon Ekpa? When has Tinubu come out to say Simon Ekpa? When has the papers written Simon Ekpa? But instead, it is IPOB, 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 IPOB. Follow this trail. Follow this trail. All of a sudden, the APC seems to know what a terrorist party is. The APC that told you that terrorists are bandits, all of a sudden are telling you that a party that is telling you that we are not terrorists are terrorists, and you are believing APC. Is it not showing that there's something wrong with your head? APC that told you terrorists are not terrorists are now telling you that the people that are saying we are not terrorists are terrorists, and you are believing APC. I rather believe the terrorists. I've reached where after 9 years of APC, I believe the terrorists. Now, me, I believe the terrorists. Enough is enough. Judiciary, this charade is over. There will be no rerun. Tell Bola Ahmed Tinubu you cannot collect his money. I'm already seeing them. They want to share 500 million naira, $10 to 12 million Nigerian. This is Oshiba just scam all over again. This is trader money all over again. And you and I know that trader money was indicted as vote buying. So when I saw that, and I knew that they were replanning this, their rerun charade. What palliative? You increase fuel to 500 naira. You're talking of palliative. What is a palliative? So you increase fuel by 500, and you give me a carton of Indomie, 2 spaghetti, 3 onions, 4 tomato, and 3 carrots. 9 be palliative. Is that a palliative? Is it not better you carry that money and go and ask Dangote, what's the problem with this refinery? Give him and let us sell refinery so that the price of fuel can go down. But the Almajirization of Nigeria has been put in place. Another problem with that Muslim ticket. You have started giving Nigerians handouts. Which village in the north was giving out handouts and that place and that incurred poverty? Now they said that the reps have how many billion inside that 500? The reps, House of Reps. Tinubu today went and did meeting with class of 99 governors. All of a sudden, James Onanese Ibori is walking around in Aso Rock. A criminal convicted in the UK is now a frequent visitor in Aso Rock. Class of 99, Tinubu did meeting with governors, class of 99. The biggest thieving set of governors, the most thieving, murderous set of governors in this country. Go and Google how many people were killed in this country from the governors set of 99. Those are the people Tinubu did meeting with. Donald Duke, that they stole his childhood picture, was sort of shining teeth. That fool was there shining teeth in a meeting with the president. Someone that they stole his childhood picture. Ken Namani was there. Those are the people Tinubu is doing meeting with. Show me your friends, I'll show you who you are. A man became president, and in less than 60 days in office, he has entertained James Onanese Ibori in Aso Rock. And that is the person the Nigerian judiciary is telling me should continue in power. Until Bola Ahmed Tinubu will welcome the ghost of Osama bin Laden in Aso Rock. That's when people know that we are fully in a terrorist organization. Look at the visitors in Aso Rock. Wike, Asari Dokubo, Ibori, and the governorship class of 1999 have all visited Aso Rock within Bola Ahmed Tinubu's first 45 days in office. Bola Tinubu does not have a ministerial list of 45 great men, but he has allowed criminals to enter Aso Rock. These are things that did Buhari ever allow Ibori enter Aso Rock? You think Buhari doesn't know Ibori's number? Look at the kind of people entering Aso Rock. We must that place where we enter, we will disinfect it. We will disinfect Aso Rock. We will fumigate it. The stench of corruption that has been in that place We must pour anointing oil inside Aso Rock. We will call a Shango priest, a Muslim, and a Christian to pray over Aso Rock, because, my God, I've never seen this amount of audacity in my life. Wherever Muhammadu Buhari is, I pray that you kick a stone where you are and fall down head first. You are an animal.
Amen.
You put us here. I saw a video of him walking in Daura. How are the mighty fallen? Muhammadu Buhari, the other day, the headline was Buhari relocates to UK over insecurity in Katsina. May insecurity meet you in that UK. Insecurity will meet you in that UK.
Amen.
That insecurity you encourage in Nigeria, it will meet you. You got up and called a whole tribe a dot in a circle. Your life will be a dot in a circle, Buhari. You will be a dot in a circle for the rest of your days. Look at the nonsense country this animal left for us. 8 years as Minister of Petroleum, no refinery is working. And Buhari is walking on the streets of Katsina today after fighting Jonathan. Subsidy would have been removed 2012 and would have solved this nonsense a long time ago. It no go better for APC. It no go better for APC. If the sun, if morning says it will be good for APC, afternoon will argue. If afternoon says it will be well for APC, the night will argue. It can never be well for this terrorist organization. It will never be well for this political party. Everybody who supports them, who defends them, it will never be well with you. Every obedient, the Lord will cover you like he covered the Israelites in the land of Goshen. Enough is enough. Enough is enough. Enough is enough. Dear judiciary, I end with this submission. If them born una papa well, put a man where we don't know who him papa be as president of Nigeria. If them born una mama well, put a man where we don't know who him mama be as president of Nigeria. If them born your law certificate and your whole law degree well, put a man who does not have one authentic document to his name as president of Nigeria. And I promise you, my work in this movement will be to tell ObiDient, Bola Ahmed Tinubu, I'll give you 4 years holiday. You see, you judges. You see, you judges. Your life will never be the same after that. You will see hellfire. I think we did not threaten Mahmoud Yakubu. That's why we entered this junction. But you see, you guys, una go collect. Una go collect. I promise you, say una go collect. Let me remind you that a terrorist group in this country was so powerful. GEJ gave Buhari presidency. Buhari no win. GEJ now use fear give Buhari. Baba, una go see something. It be like say una know they fear obedience. Maybe we'll come here. You look at our DP. You just see 5 piece. I've buried enough friends. I don't get anything. Nigeria never give me anything since they born my papa. 8,000 palliative for families. That thing is not buying. Let's not fall for this shit. Oshibajo played us this game twice. Once election reach, Oshibajo start trade money. He will go to market share 5,000 for traders. Boom. They started the game. I called it household money, palliatives. Have you noticed? Rumor of reruns started. All of a sudden, Tinubu is asking for money. All of a sudden, Tinubu is asking for money. I bet you, watch, it will just be APC card carrying members that will collect this $10. This 8,000. That's what will happen. Nigerians, I need you to hate this party from the bottom of your heart. You can see what they are planning to do. Look, let me tell you guys, everybody has failed us. The police failed us. INEC failed us. The judiciary is warming up to fail us. So, guys, let us warm up to change, to fail everybody. Everybody now. We are going to warm up to fail all of them. We are going to warm, since they want to warm up to fail us, we will warm up to fail them. If Nigeria cannot work for everybody, it should not work for anybody. I repeat, if Nigeria cannot work for everybody, Nigeria will not work for anybody. A child born in 2015, if you give him 2 APC presidents, he will be 16 years old. You cannot explain to that child after Buhari and Bola Ahmed Tinubu what right from wrong is. They will not know anymore. That's how Hilda went and did tournaments. Chef Dami get off Ekiti. Hilda did it for the Igbos. He's OJ killed two people, 2 Yoruba people. He's OJ is an evil man. My IPOB. The illiteracy we are getting to, we need to nip it in the bud ASAP. We cannot continue like this. I yield.
Whoa. Ah, come on. We can give you clap.
Is anyone speaking?
Yeah, Jimmy, can you hear me? Okay, I don't think Jimmy can hear me. Maybe
Jimmy, drop and come back.
Yeah, maybe Jimmy. Let me Jimmy. Maybe just drop and come back. Yeah, okay, has dropped. Thank you very much, Caesar. Thank you very much.
Yeah, sorry guys. Sorry,
Yeah,
I had something to sort out. Thank you very much, everyone. God bless you all. Dear Nigerian judiciary, the police, everybody has failed us. Please, you fail us so that we can take a new tempo and a new dynamic to this movement. Please fail us. The army is stretched on all fronts. So if you are smart, the last thing you want to do is to push a movement that brought at least 1 million people on every state in this country to the streets prior to election. Push that movement. Push that movement. In this movement, me and Saddam, we know how many people we are begging that want to protest. Just push that. Push this movement. Push this movement. Go and ask Lagos State. 12 days of Nigerian youth at ENDSears without one gun. We closed down 2 toll gates in Lagos. APC members, I've always asked APC members, you people are so loyal. Why is it that people are no more paying that toll gate? You're enjoying that toll gate. You're enjoying the toll gate. Nigerian youth went and shed blood to fight for them to close for you people. Why are you not paying toll gates to APC? 2 scams in Lagos. So I promise to the Nigerian judiciary, we will not use one gun. We won't use one gun. We did it to ENDSears. We will not use one gun. But you see, they're not ENDSears. They end up now. We will do that in that ENDSears. We go run Amunai. We will run it to people the part 2. We will run people the part 2. Lastly, go and Google the people of Sri Lanka, how their president ran away from their presidential villa with helicopter. Just go and Google it. How their president ran away from the presidential villa with helicopter. Not one bullet was shot by the Sri Lankan people. Fuck around and find out. Are you?
Thank you very much, Caesar. Thank you very much. That was in fact, this kind of one, after you finish kind of submission, just say, "Oh, free time, everybody, let's be going." Because that was. I think that represents everything that anybody can say today. I don't know what anybody else wants to say. That's they want to add to that, but thank you very much.
May they add their own threats on top of more. We are changing our energy with these stupid, wigged idiots in the judiciary. We are changing our energy with them. They are mad.
You know, I was just thinking today that, if I was in charge of this judiciary, even if PeterObi did not present his case very well, knowing what I know about APC, I will do it. Not to talk about when the case is so clear. And there was something Caesar said in submission that just rang in my head. People don't know. James Ibori is now on Twitter. Hey God. James Ibori is now on Twitter. He posted a picture from Villa today and said yesterday. He's on Twitter. Yeah, just find James Ibori here on Twitter.
So we never get mind to talk.
The law where we they go, we don't pass oil, we don't discover oil, we don't go as in where we they go.
Now it's cross with a near like this.
Before PeterObi will carry come out from that pit. And it's almost as if we just go down daily. Anyway, thanks to everybody that's around. I know a couple of people have waited for so long, so we'll just take speakers back to back. Before then, let me just quickly give a shout out to everybody watching on. I see a couple of people watching YouTube. I'm sure they are busy watching it. I'm not typing anything, but meanwhile on Facebook, I can see a bio of me. I see your comments on Facebook. It's an emoji just saying fire. I think a couple of comments in the comment section. From there, Njenje said, "Oh my gosh, I am late for church," but that was like 2 hours ago. So I'm sure you heard us in those submission. Mr. Lanky says, "We are live." Okay, Liberty Camper, you are here already. You see what you said. I'm not in your comments. All right. Taiwo says APC terrorism has matter and PDP from government. They are still using the criminal strategy to blame Peter Obi, who is not in government, bastard, who is not in government as the cause of insurrection in the southeast. When we APC own up to their criminality, APC is a terrorist organization. That's from Taiwo. Taiwo Bade guessing. Sorry if I didn't pronounce your name properly. And that says they have not even started sharing 8K palliative. I was going to say that. Wait till we can I just did laugh for where I not shall we the funny how we share the money. How many poor people are banked in Nigeria? That's the question. How many poor people have bank account in Nigeria? So if that money, if up to 50 people get for the whole of Nigeria with proof, I will commend them that they did well. Just forget that. All right. Another comment says, we rent benches for relief. Nice me and give a seat reservation for free rescue. Joshua, you don't help people reserve seats for violence space. What is the reserve in our bag? Anyway, Madonna says, guys, number one church, mosque, synagogue, and shrine don't start. Respect on your helmet as, and that's to give you special number. All right, before I take some more comments, let's just go to Mommy Bolanle. All our speakers will just do 4 minutes as much as we can so that we can take so many people because we now have very limited time. So Mommy Bolanle, please go
ahead. Oh my God, good evening from my side. Emma Sada, 1 minute Nigerian. So N6, oh my God, N6, oh my God. I bells were going off in my head because I was getting increasingly angry because everything you said was 100% true, right? 100% true, right? But since time is limited, I don't really mess around too much. Who are doing rerun? I been shiri. Who and who is doing reruns? Let's be very clear here, right? This man who is currently sitting in Aso Rock is a criminal. If the judiciary had done their job since 1999, right, we will not be here today. So if they are contemplating doing anything short of disqualifying him, and in fact, after disqualifying him, what we should be doing, right, is a criminal referral that this person must be charged. He must be charged with forgery. Enough of this already. Enough of this already. It's like because you people in your mind, you must have thought because obedience did not end up on the street immediately after the election that people have moved on. Hey, no one is moving anywhere. Nobody is moving on anywhere. Right? And it's like in every way, shape, or form, we will fight you. Because you want to take us for granted. You think we're idiots? Do you think all of us that suddenly became as overnight to make sure that we clear understood, right, what our position was? And the response from the Tinubu Shetima, do you think we did all of that because we don't have time? We have time to waste? No, our principal said he wants to follow the process. And in doing so, he has opened your gas, found Nash. Everybody has seen it, right? The criminality and the corruption that is in the judiciary, right? A beam light it's like it's not like beaming directly to everyone. And we will not hesitate to do all that we can within the remit of the Constitution. We will do what we need to. Because enough of this. Number one, it wasn't verified. And number two, we did not win. INEC themselves cannot provide evidence of a win. Right? But there will not be a rerun. There will not be a rerun. I will make it clear. There is no compromise in here, right? I don't care how good you think you are. In fact, from your your 10th generation, right? Who cares if you don't do the needful? Because it's not like there's not enough evidence out there. It's more than enough evidence. I am sick and tired of them trying to fly this kite of rerun. Don't let me start because I'm very tired. I'm just not. But know that for every person that goes hungry to bed tonight, right? Their curses are going directly to you. All you guys are old. What about your children and your children's children? They will carry this man. What will happen? They will curse you. In fact, they will change their names by the time we're finished with you guys. Enough of this nonsense. Enough. And as per the APC terrorism agenda, I decided because I saw all the stuff I knew what to do. They always do this. Right? When they said they were going to Jonathan's government on the country of GE, right? I kind of said to myself at the time, right? I'm like, about the insecurity, as a government, you've not quelled it within 48 hours, then the government is responsible for security, right? And I knew what confirmed it for me was when towards the election, when Jonathan asked for it to be postponed, right? And he got mercenaries in. The this same Buhari and the rest of them started crying. They're killing their brothers, right? And at that point, I just concluded, okay, look, they said they would do it, and they're doing it, right? But now they want to do it again. But now they want to do it everywhere. Military contractors, loads of money. Military heads of service, loads of money. They don't follow procurement, all the normal form of procurement process. They don't follow it. The all the military they get, right? What do they do? They make sure that once it is delivered to the Nigerian army, the Nigerian army loses it, right, to these terrorists, right? And you're telling me government is not involved. You see the things going on in the south, right? From the moment they did that crocodile that and talked about, that was when I had issues because they prescribed IPOB, right? I understood their agitation, right? I didn't like their approach, right? And those of us who reported this Yoruba man, he's a Yoruba man. I wanted him to go to jail, right? And the other people, man or woman, will call out anything that is wrong. They will call it out, even if it is their own kinsman that is doing it, right? But when the flying headsman became the fourth in the world, the fourth most evil terrorist. I did not hear it being prescribed. No. Boko Haram. It took pressure for them to be, for anything to happen, international pressure, right? And then when it got there, they changed it we allowed them, because I believe that we allowed them, we were sleeping. We allowed them to change it to bandits, Kilonja bandits. It's the same people doing the same thing. Yeah, I'm rounding up now. Women in Nigeria. It's same people doing the same thing. But so let's be very clear, right? Every time they see that the court of public opinion is indicting them, and in so doing, we're getting the international community to sit up and pay more attention, right? This is what they do. This is what they do. So people being flogged in the Southwest, you want to compare it to young men massacred, right? Defenseless people being killed in the middle belt. Are you people for real? It's not your fault. Peter Obi is a better person than I am. because what am I the commander in chief? No. So why you guys blocking him? He's not said anything. How much has Atiku said about insecurity in the north? When was the last time Atiku tweeted anything? You people, you're all mad. Every single one of all you APC people are mad. And as for the palliative, we know that one is all due palliative. It's not going to reach the people. Like the COVID palliative still reach the people, right? Like the so-called school feeding program didn't reach anybody. This is another way to steal money that we don't even have as a country, right? They want to steal it again. And if they think that rerun is going to happen and use it to do the rerun, it is not happening. So judges, it's about what? Let's look at we are not laughing at you, we're not smiling with you, we're not playing with you. Base your decision on the evidence and not technicalities.
All right, thank you very much, Molan. Thank you very much. All right, let's just quickly go to Sadiq, after we should come to Liberty and we'll take it from there. Please, you want to speak up because we want to go slightly. Sadiq, this way. Sadiq, are you there? I don't think Sadiq is close to his phone. All right, Liberty Champion, go ahead. All right, okay.
Yeah, we can hear you. Okay, you pick it up.
Sorry, I can hear you. Sorry, my phone got my phone got sticky over my people. I'm gonna know this. The phone was just sticky. I was struggling to right. NC's on go. You know what? As NC's was talking, my blood was just vibrating. Lady Bolale, my blood was vibrating. You know what, ObiDient? I think we have been warming up to this point. We have been warming up slowly. Now, everything has been said. The evidence is there. The idea and the propaganda machine, the control of the narrative to support the wicked agenda that they have planned. You know what? 1 million man crew is already making plans. Obedience not be ready. We need to just mobilize. They need, I think at this point now, we have held on tight. We have held our lines. We just need to be ready to deploy now. Our crusade, they go see us. 1 million match crew. Every department you belong, begin to warm up and go and pick up your weapon. If you are in the department of donating, you continue. If you are in the department of cooking rice on ground, go and wash your pot. If you are in the department of finding canopy for people, sharing bottled water, get ready. Because right now, people, I think we now need to fight to where it needs to be. We have done everything, and we're going to do it peacefully. We are going to do it forcefully. In fact, waiting there for Singapore and something. Nigerians, obedience in Nigerians. We are with you, like I have always said, we are with you. This battle, we know we relate. We know we relate. This is a fight for our lives. APC is a terrorist organization. They must disqualify Tinubu. PeterObi won the election. There is no controversy. In fact, the narrative from the beginning of this week from mindset space is what is building up to what's happening. You see now, finally, the dots and the lines are coming together. The universe is aligning. Our mandate shall be restored. Look, the gods are solidly behind us. God will protect us. We shall prevail, my people. No shaking, no alarm. Obedient, dust up your weapon. Whatever department you know say you did. Those of you where do extra shifts that time to support the campaign, resume that shift. You have to go back and begin that extra shift because right now we need to oil the wheels of our machinery now into full action. All right, we don't do gentleman. Nah, rough. We could give them judiciary, judiciary, judiciary. Okay, oh, here or not here, not here or not here. There is not going to be no hiding space for goldfish. You are all goldfishes. What we are hearing, say on a one sell out. Eh? Have you ever imagined the tone of, just imagine the force of 250 million Nigerians. That is the very strength that we carry. All the ones who are weak will carry them on our backs, and we shall come for you. There is not going to be hiding. You see what in all on application where they study abroad. In fact, the battle is from every corner. As we are getting it woto at home, on our children when they across the campuses, wherever they are listening, wherever they are living abroad, they're going to get them woto. So both home and abroad, there is no hiding place. Jimmy, we need your investigative journalists begin to give all the addresses of these people before they list them down. I yield the mic. Thank you, one minute, Nigeria.
Thanks very much. Thank you very much. All right, quickly, let's. Are you back now? Quickly, let's take Smart. After which we'll take Under his instructor, then Otumba in that order. Smart, please go ahead. 4 minutes, please.
Okay, can you hear me?
Yes.
Okay, thank you very much. Again, appreciation to the organizers of the space, all the people that have spoken. When I say all the way in Nigeria, I'm not referring to you, but to everybody. Okay, so I think Nigerians, we need to be learning. So I heard they want to borrow $100 million, and just last week, some APC audits were celebrating they're saving 400 billion by every month.
Hey, Smart, I beg, hold on, wait, guys, wait, hold on. Hey, why did you collect? Why did you borrow $100 million for subsidy palliative? Hey,
No, Jimmy. Sorry to cut in. No, sorry.
You see, is that different?
No, the thing is, he made that application to the Senate, to the National Assembly, a few days before he was going to leave the seat. So the Ninth Assembly didn't grant. They didn't have the time to grant it. So it was this same application that Tinubu introduced, the same application for that same money that he reintroduced to use and collect.
Money where some of them say they don't spend like 200 million out of it. Bro, when they don't say they don't spend 200 million. See,
now, he submits the request, they approve 800 million. He said they want to do palliative, 500 billion naira. Immediately, I just checked, waiting the exchange rate. Bros, that 800 million, 630 billion. 130 no in 1 minute. 130 billion. Don't end up okay. Now 500 billion, everybody is talking now. Go and check now, exchange rate. $800 million is 630 billion naira. Okay, that will never pass. We remember they do trader money, they do anchor borrower, they do all those things. When they account for that money, I think they say a loan. Nigeria don't they enter water for our very own eye. They just they share the money. They go market, share 15 people money. They say they don't share 50 million people. Money don't go. This is what is happening. We are here, Baba, because I know the anger with judiciary. Make una no forget Yakubu and Baba Buhari. These are the people that look us for face, laugh us. Say, do not, like him. All the promises they made, they denied. Or in fact, they didn't even bother to deny. They didn't even bother to talk to us again. They just left it. So their day go still come home. Because these are the people that we don't have any problem with judiciary. if these guys have done their job. So those guys cannot just be going under the radar. But I like the energy. I like the energy in the forum. I like the energy even in the street. And we're going to maintain it. So let them know we are watching. We are watching. We cannot just rob a whole country. I think it is just a game because that's how they are taking it. But the only thing that keeps me smiling is all those people that were telling us that lessons to the land, lessons to the land. Some days, if I want to be serious, I take some pictures to say, see where I learn my lesson to. But I just feel that it's not good. It's not good to put that kind of violence. And a lot of the people that say lessons to the land, now then they learn the lesson now. I mean, now then they learn the lesson now. We watch them, the lesson will continue to be learned. Let's talk about we are doing the right thing, we're on the right track. I actually think that just a final comment when they said rerun, I think they are talking about disqualifying Tinubu, and they don't have the energy to do a total recount. So Tinubu, what's his name? Atiku did not meet criteria, and because they are not recounting, they will say Atiku and Obi go and rerun. I don't know. I think that's what they meant. But if we want to go into that extra and check the vote, and I'm shocked that during the tribunal, even the one person that INEC called, they didn't ask it to show Nigerians how they calculated the result. There was that opening, but we didn't use it. Maybe Maxwell can say why later. Let me drop. I hear they don't not background for me. Back to
One
you
guy
guys.
again. All right, thank you very much. All right, quickly, you gave some very serious things. For me, like I said, if you should be disqualified. We can talk about the rest of it. Tinubu must be disqualified. All right, okay. Let's quickly go to under the structure, then Otumba. Under the structure, are you there?
Yes. Hello, everyone. Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, depending on where you're spacing from. I stand on the existing protocol. Hey, please, man, Sizzle. You said you were going to give them hellfire. What they got today is not only hellfire, it's the one with brimstone. Wow, that was epic. Yeah, talking about the judiciary, man, sometimes when I think about that, I tend to have migraine because it's really hard for me to see that people who have been brought to that level would see the truth, staring at them right in their faces and try to shy away from it. But one thing they forgot is that truth will remains the truth. Truth is a light. Truth is like light. Truth cannot be overshadowed. Truth cannot be dimmed. And like we always say in every obedience space, they did not see us coming. They underrated us. They underrated the obedience movement. They thought it's a movement that will one day have a leader that they will buy off, put some corn in his or her pocket and get them confused, and then the whole thing will die down. There is no other word to use for Tinubu other than disqualification. Tinubu must be disqualified. And if you are obedient and you have not tweeted that, then I doubt your level of obedience. Tinubu has to be disqualified. And we will keep this narrative of letting the Nigerian judiciary and the INEC officials know that there is nothing like a rerun. We are not going to accept any form of rerun. I don't care who is going to be between this person or that person or this person. I do not care. PeterObi won the 2023 presidential election and must be declared the winner of that election. Judiciary. Chevron as they can't listen. Delay. That corn we don't put for our pockets. It cannot even roast a corn. That corn we will not see. The electricity no fit roast it. No fit roast it. Don't give in to their buying. Do not give in even to their threats. Because a woman that is pregnant, heavy stomach, you never can tell when that baby is going to born. ObiDient are pregnant and you don't know what they are about to give birth. Do not do it. Justice and fairness must be served. And I round up by saying, for the palliative, the children of the court, I'm coming to borrow money from you now. Hey, palliative is supposed to take you for 4 years. I hope you guys are enjoying it. I will use my mic and thank you for the opportunity to speak.
All right. Thank you very much, madam.
Sorry, 1 minute. I love that part. Hey, APC, wọ́n ti bó káàdì fún yín, ẹ bó káàdì fún wa o, 80,000 naira. Wọ́n ti bó káàdì fún yín, ẹ jọ̀ọ́ o. Ẹ má kó wa wá. Please raise us obedient, àbí ẹ jọ̀ọ́, ẹ má rúra wa. We na raise us too. We are hungry. From na 80,000. Don't don't watch our behavior. We know we've been abusing you guys all along. Now 1,000 abeg. Ayé yìí máa bàjẹ́ ní ayé àtọ̀rọ̀ jẹ yẹn.
And now we want to begin to send them our account details for timeline.
Ebi ló máa pààyà yín fún àwọn olórí burúkú 80,000. Ẹ máa jẹ wá 180 naira omi ẹ̀.
Jimmy, do you know this? It's not 8,000 per person. It's
Per
8,000 per
household. My
household.
brother, per household. I don't break them down for them now. They don't do the calculation.
So my brother will get 4 wives. Two naira. Two naira.
My papa gets 1 wife and 4 children with 2 dependents. That would mean now 1K for 8 of us. Now all of us, we could just buy data 1,000 naira. Renewed hope.
I swear, I cannot go.
Renewed check.
So, this guy, guys, hey, God, you go born. You go born 27 children. 27 children. You come that picture.
I think we get like 90-something children. I think we go share 8,000 for a household. I mean, they don't take Atiku into account. Say Atiku need palliative.
They make Tinubu remember. Say my house are fully in it. They vote for my house. I want to give you 8K. Hey, I say this protest that will occupy Nigeria, judiciary, fuck up. Fuck around about that. We go never back the chief. These 8K children, this 8K, after they use the 8K, buy a lot of call. Their voice can't crack. They don't go to buy water. Now go straight to Gabutra. Fuck up us. Fucking crazy people. I better continue in Nigeria.
All right. Quickly, let's go to Tumba after we come to Switcher. Then
All right.
Please, before the next person go, for our national audience of wondering what 8,000 naira, please. Tinubu, the drug dealer says he's going to give every family $10 per month, and equivalent to equivalent to like £6 per month every family as palliative. You don't understand? We're calling 8,000. Maybe you guys think 8,000 euros or $8,000. No. $10.
Not every citizen, every family. Every household plus house girl.
So that's like 30 cents a day per household. 30 cents per day per household.
Or just 12 million people.
1 minute, take it away. Who's next, please? Who's meant to speak?
Yeah, Otumba, go ahead.
All right, go ahead.
Yep. Greetings to everyone. I think Jimmy has done justice on that. On this 8K topic, if an idiot that wants a father and mother in a household to be making less than 40K combined to qualify the child for a student loan, I don't think that idiot will actually see anything wrong giving a household 8K in this present Nigeria. All right. So
Reno Chris thinks it's a very perfect idea. Reno don't feel Tinubu say, I commend you, sir. You are doing a great job.
Give me a beg. We talk about human beings on this platform now. Sometimes let's say your contract, I will terminate your contract for this level. You don't carry my people where they are. I beg you, God. I beg you. You don't carry the baby. If you an old man, you better white finish your frustration. Please don't call that man name. I beg you, please.
Now no vex. Now why to get that people that they call am? Why to get that people? Then the guy block me.
You also come scatter the head. You come to where they talk. You go,
yeah, I'm the one. Reno is not actually an animal. Actually, it's more of a non-living thing because the guy looks like a shoot polish taker. So I really, like you said, we just keep to Reno. I'll start by reminding myself of what APC is. APC is a terrorist party. APC is a party of corruption. APC is a party of bigotry. APC is a party of insecurity. APC is a party of poverty. APC is a party of flooding. APC is a party of IDP. APC is a party of propaganda. And let's not forget, APC is a party of leaders. It has come to a point in Nigeria, we have to realize that APC is a gathering of enemies, foreign and domestic. Foreign and domestic. I'll keep on saying this. APC is a party of people that are not interested in Nigeria. Nigerians, sorry. They're just only interested in Nigeria as an entity. They're not interested in the people in Nigeria. They're interested in the mineral resources of Nigeria. They're interested in the precious stone. They're interested in the crude oil, but they have no regard whatsoever for Nigerians. And this also includes their giveaway supporters. You see, with APC, the question is not what isn't working. The puzzle is what is actually working under the government of APC ever since Buhari came on board. Today, first of all, I'll just quickly focus on what we've been doing right and what has been yielding results so far. Because sometimes we are sort of too hard on ourselves that we forget that we've actually won a lot of battles and eventually we're going to win the war. You see, after our mandate was stolen, we swung into action. ObiDient in diaspora actions. We wrote letters to our reps. There are protests in Europe, there are protests in America. And guess what? After this, the EU heard us resoundingly and they released the damning report. All right? The EU are not good guys. They are not being our friends. The EU report would not have even been the same if we just sat it out and licked our wounds after the election. The EU report is calculated and measured, and they measured it on the parameters that equate Nigeria, and they know that Nigeria cannot survive an illegitimate government. And by so doing anyway, I would list out criteria for a failed state. Then you ask yourself honestly where we are going to in this country and prepare ourselves for what we need to do. Number one, corruption. These are criteria you meet before you can be called a failed state. Corruption, ongoing civil violence, crime, poverty, illiteracy, crumbling infrastructure, loss of control of territory, non-state actors, and that is where you remember this guy. What's his name? Asari Dokubo. Loss of monopoly on use of physical force, also Asari Dokubo and Tompolo. You've lost the monopoly to use as a state to use physical force. Also, inability to provide public services. The last in this that you meet before you become a failed state is erosion of illegitimate authority, and that is when you become an illegitimate government. So I'll round up with this. It was Abraham Lincoln that said, no man is good enough to govern another man without that man's consent. Nigerians, we need to take back our country, and that's what I'll end it here. Thank you very much.
All right, thank you very much, Simba. Thank you very much. Switch out. I'll come to take LP before I go to switch out.
Yes. Thanks, bro. Shout out to everybody waiting on the talk. Saddam, I cite you. On one hand, I feel like anything that happens to this country, right? Judiciary is 100% responsible from their actions or due to their inactions. Anything, if they push the people to the point where the people have to resort to self-help in order to get justice, this country will contain anybody again. You understand? This place, they give me ginger. Anytime I come to this place, it reminds me that a criminal is in office. A criminal stole the people's voice. Someone that publicly said what his plans for the youth is to give them abado, cassava, and yam is in office. Someone that lost his home state is in office. You couldn't even win your home state. This is why I love this space. But you know the highest ginger why I don't get so far. I entered Nigeria like 3 weeks ago. All right. I enter Uber. Me and the Uber guy will just the talk. The Uber guy can't tell me, say, no, I be tell the Uber guy, say, Omo, if as when court is qualified this in auctions, in Abado auctions, go one. The guy slow down car, look me, tell me, say, that thing will go happen, make it happen. This is an Uber guy in Lagos. That I don't even remember the guy name, but that thing will tell me, like, it's the highest ginger I've received. This, see, if you enter Nigeria now, the type of hardship people are going through, you take a drug dealer, someone that has no compassion for people, you take him and INEC elevates him to select him and pushes him to become a leader of the largest black country, contrary to the choice of the people. Judiciary is sitting on a gunpowder and TNT and nuclear bomb, and they are responsible for how things go, 110%. That is one of the things that I want to say. The second thing that I want to say is that I want to keep encouraging everybody. See, this thing is a very long. Sometimes I go to read tweets from Saddam. I go parallel facts. Sometimes I go to read tweets from General Ochi. Sometimes I go to see Jimmy the talk. I could say, wow, because sometimes it's been long. It's been challenging. It's been daunting. Sometimes they go make you feel like, say, I sure about this thing again. What's in the apple? But we must stay resilient. And we must all be ready for when judiciary moves back. You understand? So this is where I don't want to take too much of the space. I don't want to take too much time. I'm just going to keep it here. Judiciary will push us to self-help if they are not careful. And Mahmoud, I pray one day make you enter, make you know, make a talk. I will leave on like that. Make una well done.
Thank you very much, LP. I was just going to say after submission that Mahmoud, just if you are here, don't think we are forgotten you. I just see your case, it will long. It's not a one-day issue. All right, let's quickly go to switch chat.
Bro,
Switch chat.
before switch chat go real quick, you see, the guy that just spoke now, he said something, said he will give people cassava here. Look, guys, let's give it up to this guy. He's living up to his promises. Men are they here. Tinubu declares emergency on food security. He allocates 500,000 acres of land for you to farm. And they're breaking with that. 500,000 acres. So all the agbado, cassava, ewangari, APC, iṣẹ́ àgbẹ̀ níṣẹ́ iṣẹ́ wa, ẹni kò ṣiṣẹ́ á máa jáde. Ìwé kíkọ́ láìsí ọkọ́ àti àdá kò ì pé o. Go and bring your cutlass and hoe. Ẹ máa roko kú ní ẹ̀yin APC. Ebi àpá yálà yáyí ní 2023 táwọn èèyàn ti ń wá bó ṣe máa ṣe electric car lẹ́yìn fẹ́ pọ̀ sínú oko yìí ti pa yín yìí ti bàjẹ́ ẹ múra sí i. Back to you 1 minute.
Thank you.
Yes, I'm here. Good evening, everyone. It's been a while, a long time. Happy New Year. Oh, okay. No, no. I did not see you guys. You know the basketballs I've been given. Let me yell. I did not leave you guys. I saw let me put my ear from the top. Very funny at the same time. Very annoying. As usual, balance space. Let me comment. Secrecy. Why you did put your mouth closer? Okay. Saddam, how are you? It's been a long time. Still hot here. Okay, now, but to the topic. You know, when I said children and children that they're actually mentally deranged. People say, "Oh, and Richard, you talk. Richard, why you do they talk to one? Oh, this one, no, no, no." Did you see what happened today? You will know that these people are not well. But they give me serious joy. You know why? Because the number of people that came to accept Obi, did you see the number of people that did that actually knew that this man is the president, so they need him to talk. If you go to Papa Emesoma's page now, if you check out his tweets, you know they reach 1 million, you know they reach 590 something views, 490 something views. Our president, PeterObi, the real president, will just tweet just how many pages or how many threads. You see people back, forth, and left. Talk. Okay. This one our president. Our president has given information. And you know what? Clear the security just 100. What did we get? We can't get army. I can't come and say, our man has spoken. We have been given the go ahead. Shut up. Now people know who the president. They know that the president will be Gregory. There's no two ways about it. I mean, I'm actually here to tell Agbado people that you know what? You will keep crying, you will keep wailing. So you people that we say, every Sunday I pray that Obi, I give thanksgiving that Obi is not the president. I'm telling you, you will go back to that church and still give thanksgiving that Peter Obi is the president because you will be the president in your lifetime, in the lifetime of your children, your family to come. You will witness it. Then after you are done, if you are not okay, if you feel that you still want to die, if you feel that you still want to okay, that's your business. But I'm here to tell you that Peter Obi will be your president of your family, the president of your children, your ancestors, the president, Peter Obi will be the president. And that 8,000 naira that you people are actually jubilating, you have not seen anything. It's 8,000 naira. That's all. People are saying, you're saying $10. It's actually less than $10 because dollar don't reach 7 like something, right? Less than $10 per family. How much? You cannot even use it for transportation to go and buy the stuff that you want to eat. Can't you see that people are very shameless? When we came out, when Peter Obi came and said, from consumption to production, what are we doing? The moment this Papa Summer came into position like this, oh my, just spend money. You know when you never spend money, just in you just say, I beg, I don't use all my money, take do election. Let me pack. They'll collect money from my hand, make I pack all the money. Let me pack. Imagine coming out to start giving 8,000. You don't left so much money for people who already have money, for legislators, people that just came into power for this. I watched one interview the man when he was saying that anything that government wants to do, anything that has to do with subsidy or reduce the suffering of Nigeria should not be touched. You see, this fuel subsidy, life subsidy, food subsidy, anything that will ensure that the lives of Nigerians will not make Nigeria suffer. At least will still be managed, depending when everything will be okay. Should not be touched. But you know what they did? They removed food from our mouth. They increased insecurity. They worsen everything, and they're not sharing the money amongst themselves. No, I ask people when people say, "Why is so much insecurity in the north, in the south?" And I said, "Do you think the north actually enjoys the whole country focusing on the north? They need to spread it now. They don't want just one section, or one section, or one region should just be getting. Oh, it's only north, only north, only north. So they need to just plan it that, okay, oh, let's move to Southeast, let's try as much. Because whatever is happening in Southeast, it will not take you 2 days, 3 days to solve that situation. But no, they decided to ensure that it's innovated. They decided to do mute. They won't say that since Barry was in power, he didn't do anything about it. Instead, in 2017, was call them terrorists. If you can call IPOB terrorists, and we should call OPC terrorists. Because this same OPC people, they actually done worse than these IPOB people. Actually, these IPOB people are actually focusing on their people. Have they left there? Have they gone to the north? Have they come to south? Have they come to southwest to say that they want to this thing? Let me wrap up. Say they haven't, right? It's just themselves that are actually doing it. And you can notice, you know that politicians are they have hands in it. Because by now, this Simon Ekpa that they arrested before, after how many days, 2 days, 3 days, they released the blind. This is the same person that gives instructions to people to burn houses, kill their own people. Well, to our Southwest brothers and sisters, if you think that this insecurity is just going to stop in the Southeast, I'm sorry to burst the bubbles. They're bringing it down to Southeast because they cannot just allow just one sector to be looking like to be ravaged with insecurity, have the people killed, and other places are looking so cool and calm. No, they have to spread it. And somebody said people make so much money from insecurity. I saw a tweet from Saddam saying that insecurity is making a lot of people rich, and because of that, they won't allow it down. And that's where the problem is. And I'm very happy that the president of this country, PeterObi, has said that the security agencies to tackle this immediately, and immediately they gave responses. And I'm very happy. God bless our president. God bless ObiDient, to the obedience, keeping it real. God bless you guys. And so to the judiciary, I understand, and I know you people are saying it, and I know God will touch your heart to do the right thing. Eyes on the judiciary. Thank you.
Thank you very much. Guys, let me go verify. Do you know this tweet of this morning? PeterObi they beat this man from everywhere. And the landslide everywhere. PeterObi's tweet of this morning has 2.1 million engagements. Tinubu's most recent engaged tweet of recent is the picture where you have Macron. That tweet has 1 million. That's recently. It's the most recent. This rich people nothing like Peter. This PeterObi today, it today do. It will do. All right.
What do you expect from the president? Now he's the president of Nigeria now. If president of Nigeria not get that engagement, there's a problem. It's the president. I prefer to leave her.
You're right. And now I say, oh, shoot. After we go to Savik is back. Just Maxwell Savik.
Okay, good evening, everybody. Prophet Saddam, good evening. Well, meaning, good evening. Jimmy, the Hawk. Jimmy, I have to chat with you back though. Good evening. And everybody in the house. Sister, I want to quickly correct that insecurity is making lots of people rich. Sorry, insecurity is making few persons rich. I know that's what you wanted to say, at the expense of the lives of many Nigerians. That said, I will just repeat the submission I made last Saturday when we were dragging the judiciary and when they said three of them were listening. And then says, thanks for your submission. I can't see you here, but thank you for your submission. And I said, fortunately or unfortunately, my mom is a judicial staff, but not a judge, please. She's a judicial staff. And as young as I was, I said to my mom, when I started following Nigerian politics, I said to my mom that the day the judiciary will do what is right, that is the day Nigeria will get up and face the right path. Because I grew up and had sense in the government of Impunity who looted so much. You guys saw him yesterday in Aso Rock. Followed by the criminal Oshomole, who was more of a rat that bites you and does all and blows you at the same time. And then experiences of Buhari and all the nonsense that's been happening in the country. So I know what the judiciary is supposed to be. Unfortunately, we are not having it. And in my submission on Saturday, I said everybody was pleading with the judiciary. I am not pleading with them. And I said to them, fuck around and find out. And I am repeating that statement. Dear judiciary, We are not begging you anymore. What we have is light and darkness. It's clear. It is extremely, extremely clear. There's no need to sugarcoat it. Tinubu has never ever been qualified to become anything in Nigeria. This man is an illiterate, he has no background, he has nothing to his name. He's a criminal, an identity thief, a forger, a kleptomaniac, a killer, whatever negative adjective you can find in this world, they are all in the gene of Tinubu. So it's a shame that we wake up every morning and he's still sitting in Aso Rock in the first place. After experiencing 8 years of another illiterate called Buhari, we will not take. I made a tweet and I said, dear judiciary, if you like, take the money that the bribe that Tinubu is giving you. If Tinubu likes, he should give you his life. The simple truth is you have to disqualify him and make Obi the president of Nigeria because we won the fucking election. We know we won it. We have the evidences we won it, and we have the evidence that Tinubu is not qualified to be a councillor in Nigeria. So it is left for you to either turn Nigeria to the Senegal or Kenya way that is happening now, or make Nigeria a better place for us all. Even you no go escape that Nigeria. I promise you that. As for insecurity across the nation, it is sponsored by the government. It is sponsored by the APC. Buhari sponsored it. El-Rufai paid them to kill. We know everything that's happening. So we have to just. And finally, if you think that our talk is not making waves, please think again. David Ude released an article yesterday about the aviation industry. This morning, the aviation sector took a decisive step in grounding one of the airplanes. Our talk is making waves and touching the right place. Do not stop talking. Let us keep talking and we achieve the Nigeria of our dreams. Thank you very much for a minute. Thank you.
Thank you very much. I don't even add that judiciary, if they give you money, collect it. By the time you give the right judgment, if they are not saying they are supposed to, no problem. We will tell them we gave you permission to collect the money. Please don't reject the money. Oh. Please, as they give you, in fact, after the judgment, you can use the money and arrange Thanksgiving. We will come, we will eat right. Please collect the money, no problem. But now the God will punish you if you go do the wrong thing. You collect money, you not collect if you do the wrong thing. And then I say, devil just use, devil set you up. All right, let's quickly go to Sam V. Sorry. This Maxwell and Safi. Mr. Maxwell, are you there? Okay, I think this is Max.
Yes, I am.
Okay.
Can you hear me?
Yeah, go ahead. 4 minutes.
All right. Thank you very much. I wasn't expecting to be called, especially after Oya Kena. But just to go directly into the conversation, I just want to state it categorically that for you to be able to prove a case, you need to tender out the documents, evidences, witnesses, and everything for you to prove your case. So the big question is that have we done that? For me, I can categorically, without fear or favor, say that we have done that. We have done it beyond every iota of doubt that you may need to show. Beyond every shadow of doubt. So there is no even shadow. That is how bright the light of our evidence shines so much. I'm not going to preempt the court, but like I reminded them on one space I was on earlier today, I also like to remind you people on this space. In 1999, something happened. There was one Salisu Buhari who was on his way to become the youngest Speaker of the House of Representatives ever. By that time, they had not altered the constitution to make the age for House of Rep 25 years. It was still at 30 years that time. And this man was 29 years old at that time. He thought of how he could become a member of the House of Reps. In fact, he had already been appointed the Speaker of the House of Reps in 1999. And what other way, instead of waiting for one more year or for the next 4 years before applying to the House of Reps, he decided to falsify his birth certificate. Now, he did not only falsify his birth certificate, he went ahead to falsify his education certificate, claiming that he schooled in one US, I think it's the same Chicago, but I'm not certain, in one US institution.
No,
Yeah, he
Toronto.
did. I think it was Cambridge. Okay, Toronto. Thank you very much, Real Baptist. I'm not certain about it. Within this entire period, they started to prove it. They started to prove it. He had already been announced the Speaker of the House of Reps. And when they realized it, the court recommended that that a criminal case be instituted for this man. The criminal case was instituted. He was sentenced to 2 years imprisonment. Now, according to the penal code, the punishment for forgery ranges from 2 years, 3 years, 7 years, depending with the option of fine or both of them. But you see, in the criminal code, which is applicable in the South, there is always different measures for different people in the Nigerian legal system. In fact, in every system in Nigeria. In the South, forgery can be punished with life imprisonment. Go and check your laws. Go and check the criminal code. Could also be punished with 14 years imprisonment. It could also, those are the two punishments. And there is no option of fine under the criminal code. But I stand to be corrected. This man was sentenced to 2 years imprisonment with an option of fine, and he paid the fine and apologized to the Federal Republic of Nigeria. What would it take a man who has so much baggage to come and meet us and tell us, my children, we agree that he is elderly, whether he agrees or not. My children, I apologize that this is the current situation of things. I simply recuse myself from this. But power is power, and men will always like to die for power. That is the situation we found ourselves in Nigeria. So we will continue to sing it out loud. All the momentum I had to speak on this piece somehow, some way has gone down. But we will continue to speak out very loud. I see you, sir. And make sure that everything is done correctly. Remember to do anything you can do in your own space. God help us. As for APC, we will sweep them out of Nigeria. That's their problem. We will sweep them out of Nigeria. Thank you so much. I wish you a pleasant night or morning or afternoon, wherever you are.
Thank you. Omo, you already talk. The first people I met, thank God to the South. This is not yet at least 14 years. Thank God. All right.
They say they give life imprisonment for deal. In case you like that one.
Thank God. Thank God. All right, quickly, let's go to Savik. Savik, please go ahead.
Wait a minute, can the next person go? Just give me 5 minutes. I will talk.
All right. Okay, no problem. All right, let's just quickly go to.
Let me come before you bring the next person, please, guys. Our agenda. I don't know what for this agenda. We have a hashtag. We are trending. Please, let's pick a couple of people on the platform right now. APC is a terrorist organization. We need everybody on the platform. It's up on the jumbo tree. So please, everybody on the platform, please make it. APC is a terrorist organization. Tinubu must be disqualified, and we are still insisting with the hashtag PeterObi won the last election. PeterObi won the election. Tinubu must be disqualified, and APC is a terrorist organization. It is important to let the world know that a terrorist organization.
I'm good. So what are
totally, Sabi, can you say something? All right, as I was saying, please, guys, it's very, very important to let the world know that we are dealing with a terrorist organization in power right now, and we as the people have to come together and speak out with one voice. So please, everybody here, I see all our big hands. Please, as usual, as you always do for us, let's make bomb tweets this hashtag. Most especially, APC is a terrorist organization. Hashtag that hashtag. Please, and post it out here. Let's get it trending. If you see it on your timeline, do us a favor by retweeting it. Let's get it trending. We have over 1,005 of us on the platform. Every one of us right now, make it trend immediately. That's how powerful we are on the violence. So please, guys, help us, help us. So probably tomorrow morning, Arise News. What's trending? APC is a terrorist organization. That's what what they are. Thank you very much. Let me come back to you now.
All right, thank you. Please, guys. I mean, because sometimes when everybody stay, and it's suspect maybe some people they pay for the two. Sometimes I was surprised. If there's people they pay, maybe now my own truth and help. Please, guys, just make a tweet with those. And if maybe I mean, I know some people you feel like oh, you can't type or something comes to your mind. Find one tweet, put the hashtag into it. That's how they are. All right, quickly, let's go to I think I had called Chris Abik said some time. All right, let's quickly go to Oladipo. Go ahead. After we come to and say when true kings.
One minute. How are you? Saddam, I greet you. You know when N6 was Jimmy, you know the song that I mean. Eba mi ki gbe ole, ole, eba mi pariwo ole. Because you
Ole, ole.
Oladipo, I think you are back on your phone. Can you get close?
Okay, hold on. Give me 8 seconds. Let me just disconnect my Bluetooth. Hello, can you guys hear me very well
Yeah,
now?
way better. Yeah, go ahead.
Crystal.
Yeah. You see, I have gotten to a point in my life whereby a proverb that I normally say, I'll still always say. Ẹni méjì pàdánù ọ̀rọ̀. Bẹ́ni tán bá ń parọ́ fún ọ̀gá mọ̀ kàn ń parọ́ fún un. Ẹni tó ń parọ́ fún èèyàn mọ̀ pé òun ń parọ́ fún èèyàn. Now, you are asking for 500 billion as palliatives. And you are giving the House of Reps 70 billion. Palliative for them for what? Because you see, to all the APC and their demonic leaders, the people, all of them will perish by the grace of God. You see, you people
Oladipo. Sorry, that is besides the 114% increment they had recently.
Yes, that's beside. You know, I keep asking. There was a man in the APC. I asked him a question. I said, "This is just barely 1 month plus of Tinubu. Can you tell me one thing that you have seen that has changed for the better?" You know, the guy looked at me and said something. He said, "Àbámọ̀ nígbẹ̀yìn má ṣe." They are regretting seriously now. That is why you see that thing that N6 was talking about, that you don't know, don't fuck around with this movement. I was just laughing. You know why I was laughing? By the time ObiDient want to come out, you find out that the so-called foolish people that voted for them will come out in support of the ObiDient. So it will not be ENDSears part 1. It will be ENDSears part 1, season 1 to 100. Because a lot of people are groaning and suffering. Things are not working. People are dying. People are not getting food. You were talking the other time, Jimmy. You said the cassava gariewa. Now, rich man, they eat cassava gariewa. You don't understand, Jimmy. Now, rich man, they eat cassava gariewa. Virtually everybody now has nothing. You see, the moment you can feed your family and you can do things normally like the way you do before. Let me tell you something. You are not in the lower class. You are in the upper class. It is not working. It is not working.
Oladipo, the latest update from Arise this evening, a tuber of yam is 7,500 naira. A tuber of yam.
Jimmy is not in life.
If you
Jimmy is not in life.
they give you, they will tell you, no 8,000. 1 yam. 1 yam.
And a egg.
You see. No. You see, Jimmy, you are not even analyzing it well. You are talking about the tuber of yam. Can you tell me how much is a mudu of beans now? People cannot look. People are not even bothered about eating balanced diet anymore. People are just about, can I get something to just move me to the next sustenance? And some people are here and they are still claiming that they can
now what for your lady for? You never balance, you they look for diet.
So you see, it's our day. I want to say this. Please, I beg of you, just give me 2 minutes to read something. 2 minutes. The only vice that can never be forgiven is hypocrisy. The repentance of a hypocrite itself is itself hypocrisy. There are 3 things in the world that deserve no mercy: hypocrisy, fraud, and tyranny. Liberty is the right of every man to be honest, to think, and to speak without hypocrisy. That is number 1. Number 2, please, I want to go into the book of Deuteronomy, and I'm going to chapter 28, and I will start from verse 15. What I want to read now belongs to everyone that is making Nigerians suffer. Belongs to everyone that has looked upon the children of upon the children of God and made them suffer. But it shall come to pass that if thou be not hearken unto the voice of the Lord thy God to observe all these commandments and the statutes which I have commanded thee this day, that all these curses shall come upon thee and overtake thee. Cursed shall you be in the city, cursed shall you be in the field, cursed shall you be by the basket in thy store, cursed shall be the fruit of thy body, cursed shall be the fruit of thy land, and the increase of thy kind, and the flock of thy sheep. Cursed shall every APC demons be when they come in, cursed shall they be when they go out. That is what your portion will be. Enough is enough. We cannot continue to suffer. My last, to round it all up, you see, judiciary, I don't have too much to say to you. 1 minute, I've seen your hand. I don't have too much to say to you. But only any tax is okay. You see, that thing that you have decided to do, just because you feel that you are untouchable, I won't lie to you. You will never find peace in this life and the next if you make that mistake. Your children's children will never find peace unless Nigerians are not suffering in the hands of APC. Unless that is the condition. But if we are suffering and you decide to do the wrong thing, peace will be your enemy.
Amen. Thank you very much. Thank you very much, Ladi. All right, let's quickly go to Sabika. After which we'll come back to Senwe and Chuking. Really, I can see you.
Yeah, before I bring in Sabika, I just want
Hello,
to
everyone.
Sabik.
Thank you so much, Saddam. Thank
All right,
you,
go on.
Wemi. Sorry, I've been in a meeting. So I think I was listening to NCs, and every single thing that NC said, I think I endorse it 100%. And I would add that the Simon Ekpa menace that is going on right now in Southeast, if you look at the way Asari Dokubo and his minions has been reacting to it, you discover that it is a collaborated plan. What is going on in the Southeast is sponsored by APC. Simon Ekpa and Asari Dokubo, all of them are in the Southeast. The unknown countries that cannot be masked, that cannot be unmasked, they are part of it. If you guys remember, Buhari's government actually gave Asaru Dokubo some amount of contract to actually provide his own vigilante on some parts of the country. And what has been going on in the southeast with all the non-government rampant is actually a collaboration between Asari Dokubo and his what's his name again? Simon Eba, that is sitting in Finland. We don't need any soothsayer to tell us that the APC government are the people responsible for the calamity going on in Southeast. If they are not, they should have arrested the situation, because Southeast is not a big region to be actually to arrest any insecurity. It's not a big, you don't have desert there, you don't have anything that these guys can hide. There is no hideout in Southeast that people can actually hide for months without them being apprehended. But the truth is that it is actually being backed up by the state government. That's the simple truth. And even with the level that people are saying insecurity in Southeast, channels, I think you guys have seen the report that channels I think posted on their television today. There is still minimal security challenges in Southeast compared to other sections of the country. But APC people are actually blowing it out of proportion because they're actually going after an agenda. Nigerians need to understand it. And so, Sinzu, wherever you are, thank you for that wonderful submission. And that brings me to what I wanted to say before, which is, I think APC government, they are just taking Nigerians as fools. They see Nigerians as fools, because if you don't see Nigerians as fools, I don't see the reason why you should be rubbing this stupidity in front of Nigerians. You are rubbing stupidity on Nigerians' faces. How do you want to explain that you are borrowing money, $800 million, and then you are giving it to legislators that Nigerians are already complaining that they are being paid too much? You are giving them 70 billion on top of what they are being paid at the moment. And then you are rubbing it on our faces that you are doing backroom bribery with the judiciary by giving them 30 billion so that they can sustain your mandate. It's not going to happen. Those are those days that APC you just throw any tantrum and Nigerians will fall for it. Nigerians are not going to fall for this tantrum that they are paying. They are doing backroom deals with judicials. Who is the head of the agency? The head of the agency is the CJN. Who is going to receive that 30 million? Is the CJN. What is it going to use to do that? What is it going to use that $30 million to do? The level of, I don't tell APC sees Nigerians as foolish people. The way they don't take Nigerians as people that have sense. They don't regard Nigerians. That's why they can do some of these things without anybody calling them out. They are just rubbing it on our faces. It is so annoying, honestly. It is so annoying that the same card that Buhari played for the last 8 years, Tinubu is coming on and he's playing the same card. And the media are all over it and they are not even saying anything about it. When PeterObi talked about from consumption to production, they didn't understand it. You cannot borrow for consumption. You cannot borrow for consumption. And that's exactly what is going on. You are saying that you remove fuel subsidy. And meanwhile, you are going about and say you are paying handouts. And you are making it a looting. This is actually looting. People have said that this is actually money that they are using for the rerun election. But I don't buy that idea because there won't be any rerun. There's not going to be any rerun. Because if the judiciary tries to do anything, they will face the wrath of Nigeria. They're going to face it. Because enough is enough. Enough is enough. APC just took Nigerians as if we are all foolish people. How can you be even anticipating or even try to, can I even mention it that you are giving Nigeria's household $8,010 for 1 month. For 1 month. The same script that you already played with 5,000 naira you was giving to market people. Throw that money. And they are bringing it back a bit. And if Nigerians do not rise up to say enough of this stupidity and enough of, taking Nigerians for a ride, and then if we don't rise up, then whatever we are getting, we deserve it. If Nigerians cannot say enough of this, whatever we are getting, we deserve it. Because this is the same thing that they did during Buhari's era, and it's coming back again. The same strategy, rinse and repeat. Enough. And I think the judiciary, they are listening to us. You see this money that you guys want to collect through the back door, the other 30 billion. We are watching you. That 30 billion you want to collect through the back door to give Bola Ahmed Tinubu a soft landing, we are watching you. They cannot do it through the what they were planning before, because all the security agencies, international money transaction and everything are monitoring everything. So they want to do it now as if it's a legit thing. Every satellite was actually watching every transaction that Bola Ahmed Tinubu and his minions have been doing. So they want to do it now as if it's legit. Because all international agencies are monitoring them and all the time, so they cannot engage these judges to transact anything with them. Now they are using this opportunity to do it as if it's legit. We know all these games. Nigerians know all these games, and we are watching every justice and whatever they're going to do with these games. Because you cannot install someone with the level of packages on Nigerians and you expect Nigerians not to work. Thank you so much. I yield. So annoying.
God bless you, my brother Sabik. Even just 1 minute, let me just start from the point of Sabik. You see, Nigerians, I don't want to go as high as I would just. For a very long period of time, I say this all the time that Nigeria has only worked for 1% of the population. 1% of the population. If you do the math, even less than 1% that eat, that dine, that don't understand what hard work is. These people don't understand what merit is. You can see their children online. Every regime, they have found a way to just stick to power, either from the presidency or to ministerial appointments to government, state government, to the Senate. They don't find a way to find themselves without that corridor of power, and they stay there for donkey years. Once, just less than a percentage of our population. You have seen money that they have mapped out right now, and me, I'm looking at 8,000 naira per family. If how, despite how crazy it is, despite how insensitive it is, despite how stupid the idea is, do you know what pains me more? Is that they will not even give that money to the 12 million families. They will still steal it. That is the most painful part about this whole nonsense charade. They might just pick up 5 or 20,000 or 50,000 people, divide them 5K across states, and steal the rest of the money. That's how wicked this ruling class is. So as a people, we have to understand that they must reach a. I'm saying this when I'm talking. I'm not talking to those from the 50s upwards. I'm talking from you from the 50s downwards. We cannot afford to allow this 1% to continue. Whatever you think in your mind, whatever, if they reach, we will not even wait for the judiciary to move mad. We will move mad before they move mad. Just get ready, my friends. Get ready. They will see the mother of all, and we must show these people's strength. They must feel it. If not, man, it is just over, because this same set of freaking criminals, they have armed their children, they have trained their children. You can see the aerofiles of this world. Children that don't know how, you can see their brains you can pick their brains, empty brains. They have trained their people to live on the structure of criminality in the country. If we do not change this country now, goodbye to it. It is now or never. So they have to start feeling the heat from now. Make nothing deter you. Now, only one time person they die. It is only once. Nobody's going to live this life alive. Nobody's going to live this one alive. Nobody. You won't live forever. If our generation do not change this charm, we cannot, in all honesty, raise another generation to come into this world and continue and be shouting up NEPA. A child born 8 years ago is screaming up NEPA. If you leave that child, I can bet my life and everything else that in the next 8 years, under these people, they will still shout up NEPA. Many of us made that bet in 2015, and we still it. In 8 years' time from now, you will still shout up NEPA. And it has come to pass. You don't need, it's not rocket science for you to understand. These same 1%ers, if we don't pursue them, if we don't end their reign in Nigeria, it is over for us. It is over for us. We just have to take this as a challenge. Nigerians, freaking fucking stand up. If that country does not work for everybody, it will work for nobody.
All right. Thank you very much, Saddam. Thank you.
1 minute. Sorry, before you go, Saddam. I really need people to be hungry. I want to do a breakdown to everyone on this space for people to understand what these bastards are doing. So they allocated 70 billion naira for National Assembly. Let me break it down. National Assembly consists of these guys are bastards. Consists of 109 senators and House of Rep 360. So in total, you have 469 of them, and they've designated 70 billion naira for 469. I did a quick math. Divide 70 billion by 469. Each member will be collecting 149 million naira. Each member.
Therefore, that is the 1%ers.
Bro, hold on. 149 million naira. Now divide it by 6 months, right? Every month, each will be collecting 24 million naira. Each of them 24 million naira every month for 6 months. And they are sending each household 8,000 naira. Each household 8,000 naira. Are you looking at it? APC, any kure. APC, you know die well. Any kure. Each of them. Each. Every month. Every fucking month. 24 million naira. Each of them. Whereas they're sending 8,000 and you have bastards telling them, my president, you are doing well. 8,000 for each house. Are you doing my budget? Each 469 of them, they'll be sharing 70 billion naira. That's 149 million naira every freaking month. Every month. Actually, well meaning, not pissed.
Come on. Think about it. Let me just tell you, people. Peter, see, we are it was, I think it was on Court of Public Opinion yesterday again that somebody said that we are at a breaking point in Nigeria. See, we are at a point, this breaking line, is either we go left or right. If we go right, see, PeterObi, we get him to become president, then we start to move forward. Anything aside that, or more, put in law. All right, let's quickly just go to all right, Senwe, we're supposed to go to use Senwe, true things, and I'll take real ever best.
Oga, I don't understand. You think I'm just here to? I beg, give me time and talk. I won't do other things. I'm writing exam.
We are waiting. Anyway, sir, you can go ahead.
All right. Really about that. Yes. Okay, so thank you, Emir Saddam, well-meaning Jimmy, N6. Your submissions so far and every other submission we've heard have been spot on. APC is a terrorist group.
I say, and I will equip that APC is a cancer. And like we know cancers, they spread. And you have to kill them either surgically or chemically. But there has to be a removal of a cancer before the human being or the host will be killed by that cancer. That's how bad APC is to our system. And they have to be expunged from our system. Nigerians, when will you reach your threshold? When will you stop pushing the goalpost backwards? I used to think we had reached the end of our suffering with Buhari. I never even imagined that two people would vote for APC. But it looks like suffering is now like a creed in the national culture of Nigerians, because I can't imagine that even some people still think this way. So today, I did something. I took public transport and I heard something on Nigerian Info. And they were talking about how some people were calling and telling how good this person is, how it's the best thing that ever happened after Boga and everything that we're talking. And then someone called with a divergent, and the host was like, no, that's your personal opinion. That's the truth. And we are fighting a just cause. We just know that the people that have got heads against us, they don't want to go without a fight. But let me tell you, Nigerians, when you get tired of them doing one evil after the other, and you keep acting like it does not matter, don't worry, we'll survive it. Oh, the priest, well, we'll just be buying fewer liters. They did this. Oh, don't worry, we'll just be doing anything they do. Nigerians are at peace. Nigerians, please stop being at peace with these mad people. They will keep taking us for granted. Today is not a day for me to give you a narration of how we can change things, but I will tell you one thing. A young man has a job, got a job with want to do. And because of this subsidy is gone, this young man spent 8,000 naira of his salary for transportation in a month. Imagine this young man earns 150,000 naira. 48 of it has gone on transportation just because he wants to go the legit way and do work that will be deserving of him as a human being. Nigerians, people are suffering, and some people think it's all banter. When we say things, they tell us, forget it, you will cry, you will cry. Maybe everybody don't say, I'm not going to cry for the timeline. Judiciary, you guys, I have many of them because I'm unfortunately someone who works in their sphere, and I see them. Don't mess up. We once said, I'm saying you well, I just want to drop this last point. We once said, there's no thing, Nigerians can never kill themselves. Nigerians love life. Until we start seeing terrorists and bombers, please don't push people to the wall. Nigerians will do things. If you push this set of Nigerians to the wall, we are not going to see the film finish. God bless Nigeria. God bless us. Thank you.
All right. Thank you very much. True Kings. We can go to level best first. Level best get down.
No, don't worry. Let him go. Let's call all the ones you've called. Let them go. I will come when you're done with them. Don't
All
worry.
right, okay. Let's just take True Kings and come to level best. True Kings, go ahead.
We never best. No best. So they say na happiness and they make pennies they stand. I don't stand as I did so.
I beg go. I did read my Bible. I don't know what to be penny.
No, I na verse at the verse. So make we just good evening, everybody. Thank you, everybody. I do well. When I've been here, NCs they talk. NCs are you really set the mood for today's meeting. Now, better thing say you talk like this because you really talk the mind of everybody. No cap. You talk the mind of everybody. If the meeting end yourself, according to well-meaning, say if you end yourself, they say take offering, then we close the service. We don't talk what we're supposed to talk today. So very quickly, I could just drop very quick one. So I make allow real ever best speaking talk. You see, they say Peking carry mama breast play.
but you know go fit carry him papa testicles take play.
Oh boy, you're very canal. What's wrong with you like this?
Really, my best. Allow me make I talk now. You don't they come with your plenty talk them. You think bring canality come and they throw you proverbs. You never allow me make I interpret the proverbs give you. Don't they talk another one? Listen, judiciary, if you carry other people, they play. But when you don't carry this obedient movement, they carry play. You see the way you do article that time, everybody sit down, they look you, you talk this one, they say this side this, Saturday, they do make mockery of the whole matter. Eh? I talk them again, make I talk them again, so that really never best go hear me. The kid fit carry mama breast play, but you no go fit try am with papa testicles. May you know, may you hear am. You no be cap, I dey cap you. I dey yarn you wetin dey. See this thing, people don't hear they beg una, they beg una, they beg una. Wetin I dey pray? I dey pray say that news wey we hear say they ban una, they give una visa ban to US. CGN, I hear say they give you visa ban. So we dey wait make we see whether till tomorrow you no go fit travel go the US. And we hear say UK won't also do the same thing to una. It go too sweet for body. Because all of us go day here. This food wey una dey cook, we go chop am together. It go too make sense. So if una like una do wetin una supposed to do. The whole world don't see. We dey read the constitution too now. We dey read the constitution too. If you want make we translate am for you for pidgin English, we go translate am for you for pidgin English. If you want make we translate am for a jaw give you, we go translate am for a jaw language for you. Eyes on. You understand? So make you no think say na mumu dey here. They don't give you 35, I mean 30 waiting billion now, you don't pocket now. I won't beg everybody way good for that judiciary. I beg. If you have to return that money, return them. You see that money so? Now money to take and track una. You see that money so where they collect when I collect so put for my coffers. You don't get definition. No be una salary. So therefore, if you collect them, it means say you don't ready to look the other way. So I want advice una say make una shun am. Leave am. Leave that money where they see so because it no go good though. It no go good. Say you collect money, you know pitch up and make it enter your belly. Make I end up this way. They say I no agree. Now in the tear shirt. This thing where is this so we no go agree. Just know say we no go agree. So anyhow way you know say you go fit do make this matter end well. Let this country day at peace as we do and peacefully so. Now peaceful mood we dey now. We never change them. But it go reach a level where we go see change them. The tempo don't dey rise small. But anyhow way it be, all of us go wear the same trousers for the same nation. Thank you very much and a good night.
Thank you.
You never best. I talk your talk.
Thank you very much, True Kings. Thank you very much. All right, let's quickly go to real ever best. You was a new language. Educate may not be you, not be out flashing it. All right, real ever best. Go ahead.
All right. Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, depending where you're speaking from. Once more, it's good to be here again this evening. So when being Nigeria, so don't worry, I was not angry anyway. I was just saying I have I came back to write the exam, so I've been so tired. I don't want today. I'm so tired, so I'm just like I've been here since I came down and came back again. So I just wanted to speak so that perhaps I can listen, maybe I'll sleep off. But anyway, I want to thank everyone on this space right about now. And I've been following the discussion, NC submission was super, Jimmy, everyone that's spoken here today. But I think that it's something I've said on this space earlier on when we started this space. That's something I've said when I talk about Nigeria and how far we have come. And when you look at the incident, Nigerian history and how much violence that has gone through and I've gone through as a people and as a nation. And there was a time I made one submission that I talked about when there was problem in the southwest, that led to Operation Wet and all the rest of them. that even though that problem was, problem between Akintola and Awolowo, that problem was actually expected to actually create instability in the West, because by then the Western region was actually, growing rapidly economically. Awo was, doing a whole lot, but somehow it wasn't actually, our politics was not comfortable by the powers that be, so they wanted to destabilize it, and the only way they could do it is to find a stooge in Akintola. So when after the election, the problem that actually followed the election was what is normally known today as Operation Wetien. But when that problem was going on, there was also problem in the southeast. People don't really notice that there was this Adakaboro, issue in the southeast, and this Adakaboro, people have not actually taken time to study who were the people who was sponsoring Adakaboro. Who was the people who were yes, Adakaboro at some point was a student union, a very vibrant student who was a student union at that point, but somehow he started agitating for emancipation of the Ijaw ethnic group. But who gave Adakaboro the weapons that he used? So because Nnamdi Azikiwe was holding sway in the southeast, and Dawo was holding sway in the southwest. So there was also this problem in the thief area. People talk about the middle belt today, what is happening in Plateau, what is happening in Benue. This thing has been, what I said when Nigeria is criminalized, it's a crime scene. Nigeria is a criminal enterprise. It's a country that was set up not to succeed. And in everything that we have talked about this country, imagine why the country has not worked. I was in one of my professor's office today, and they were talking about how like people will talk and say, "Oh, the 1960s we are good and not the rest of them." But when you look back and even look back at that 1960, you also see that Nigerians have been suffering. This suffering did not start today. Nigerians have been suffering since. So when you look at 1950, what has happened, no matter what, you will see that even the people who lived in those days, they were also suffering. Lecturers were suffering in those days. Workers were suffering. It's not everybody that can afford. When people tell you, oh, a pigeon was 1,005, how many people can afford it? When people tell you that, oh, a bag of cement was 1 kobo, how many people can afford it? So Nigeria is a country that was set up not to succeed. So while there were those instances, so there was problem in the middle, in the western region, there was problem in the southeast at the Koburo problem because there was no other person they could, so they used. So at the Koburo revolution actually occurred before the Nigerian civil war. So there was problem in the southeast. There was also problem in the middle belt. In short, it was as a result of these problems that the military was actually for the first time sent out to go and quell this problem. And when military, especially those that went to the middle belt, they discovered that the more they arrest these people, the more they arrest the company, the more they are being released. So you catch people that are facing this problem. Before you know it, they will be released. So this was what angered the military. That some of them are thinking that no, this our leaders doesn't really mean well for, because Nigeria actually started, when we had independence. The other countries of the world that had independence about the time we had independence. Other countries in Asia, they had independence when we had independence. They had moved on, but Nigeria had not moved on. And if you go and check the people who actually planned that coup, there were some of the most, talented, some of the most educated, military, young guys in the military that actually. So their problem was that they wanted a change. They wanted to bring about a revolution. Their thinking is not, oh, because I'm an Igbo, because I'm Yoruba, because no. Their thinking was they wanted to bat in Nigeria that they can, call their own, because everything about that country was fraudulent. So when you now just oppose that with what is happening today, you can actually agree that every problem that we are going through as a country today is man-made. The Boko Haram crisis you're seeing is man-made. The problem you're seeing in the West is man-made. The problem you're seeing in the Southeast today is man-made. The only thing I regret is that Nnamdi Kanu has created, and his IPOB, this thing has created an opportunity for this. So when they perpetrate an evil, they say, oh, IPOB, they've created that opportunity. So to that extent, I'll blame Nnamdi Kanu and whatever thing he's propagating. There's nothing wrong if somebody said, I don't want to be part of it. There's nothing. As long as you're going to go about whatever thing you're agitating, according to the dictates of, because Nigerian state, it's one that has not favored anybody. So people have the right to agitate, but how do you want to go about it is what perhaps we can disagree. Because there's no way we can have a country like this that is being run the way it's being run, that people will not agitate. But so he has created an opportunity for people to exploit. And even people like Hope or the hopeless man that is in my state also was a stooge that they planted in that state. And you see, when you look at Southeast, since Hope got to that place, especially the Imo State, we have never seen the level of insecurity we have seen there. Because for Hope to sustain himself in that place, there must be insecurity. There must be insecurity. And you see what is going to happen in the election that we are going to have. So everything that is happening in this country is actually orchestrated, it's actually a man-made. So everything, some of the solutions that people have made there, if you're right, because that is the nature of the Nigerian state. And until we kill this thing, until we kill this, thing that we have today, Nigeria can never survive it. We have just seen Buhari. Nobody believed some of the things that Buhari did. Nobody, if he had told people that, oh, the president will come in this country and do, no, people will not believe it. But Buhari came, did it for 8 years, and nothing happened. And, nobody would have believed that, oh, Tinubu was going to become president. So you now imagine if Buhari has ruled this country for 8 years, a Tinubu has just come. If they allow it, the next person will be Shakao. Shakao, somebody said, I don't know whether you have forgotten, when the Boko Haram people, when they released them, when they released their people, about 500, more than today they've released more than 500, but the first batch they released was about 500. These are people who kill people who orchestrated all manner of, insecurity in the north. Kill people, not just insecurity, kill people. And Buhari came and give them. And when they did not just give them, they told you that these people told you they are not going to become president. So they were telling you that these Boko Haram people that can also be president. So you will not be you should not surprise that if you allow this thing that is happening today to happen, people like Shakao will become president in this country. So if Buhari can become Buhari is a no. Buhari orchestrated a terrorist attack against himself. It was because of Buhari that Boko Haram is just something that has been in the north, religious, whatever they do there. But it has never been this bad. But Buhari came and they elevated it. For them to get into power, they needed to kill and kill and kill, and it doesn't matter to them. So if Buhari can become president and Bola Tinubu has become president by just buying everybody, Shikawa can become president. Any other terrorist today can become president. So it was in this country that we had before Buhari came. Some people walked into the prison, break the prison, and release them. If we allow this thing to happen, the worst will happen to us. And the only people that can redeem this country are the ordinary people of this country. Because the elite people that Mr. That talked about, they are just 1%. If you go to Abuja, and most times I do tell you, I go to if you go to Transcorp, everybody, when you look at politicians, none of them is thinking of, oh, this economy is hard. How are we going to solve the problem? How are we going to solve the problem of unemployment? How are we going to solve it? Nobody is thinking, nobody. What they are thinking is how to get the next contract. What they are thinking is how to share money. What they are telling is, oh, the reason we like to go, this man is chop by chop. And I'm like, these are grown up, these are grown ass men, these are men, not boys. But this, why they like this man is chop by chop. So the people you're looking at, you've elected as your senators, people you have elected as your government, these guys are not thinking. They are thinking of the next election, which is going to cost them a lot of money to buy vote because they know that the people are not going to vote them with their clear eyes. So they need money to buy vote. And this is a lot of money. They need money to sustain themselves and live their lavish lifestyle. They need money. And this thing costs a lot of money. They also need money to sustain them. So which money are they going to use to help you? Which money are they going to use to build the economy for you? Which money are they going to use? No, they're not, they don't. The money is not even enough. That is, I just want you to know because we're not going to wish out our economy being like, oh, to just pray out ourselves out of this problem. No. We must bring about people who actually understand what it means to develop a country, and people who are selfless, and people who have the right connection. Let me tell you something. Do you know that you guys, the Obidient movement, already have damaged this presidency? You have damaged this presidency yourself. You have damaged. Like, how did they say it? OT or something. You have damaged it. Even if you say, let's leave Bola Ahmed Tinubu, God forbid. Let's leave him now. Let's leave him to. You have damaged the presidency. He doesn't have any reputation. He doesn't have, because for you to be a president and be able to function, you must have this international acceptance. You must be able to, discuss, be a part of the committee of nations to discuss the problem of your nation, to project your agenda. So how will Bola Ahmed Tinubu go and stand among or sit among presidents of the world and speak? Even when he's speaking, people are looking at him. Is he not? So while he's speaking, you're sending tweets that this man is a drug dealer, that this man is a forger. Everything that you have said and did about the world, it's like a receipt. It's on everybody's table. Already the presidency is damaged. If you cannot, it's like a broken bottle. You cannot put it together again. So it doesn't matter what happens from now. The presidency is damaged, and because it's damaged, all of us are in for it. There's nothing he's going to do. Before he will get money from international, they are going to give him conditions that by the time he takes that money, it's a problem for him. Nobody's going to give him soft lining because already they know it's not close up. They know it's a criminal. So even if they deal with him to do business with him, they're going to do business in such a way that that business is not going to be profitable. These people are going to rip us off. Those are some of the implications of what has happened to us. And we have it as a duty, we should do it as a duty to make sure that we stop this from happening. And for the judiciary, please and please, we continue to say this, please and please, for the sake of humanity, for the sake of your children yet unborn, for the sake of this generation, for the sake of having a good country, Salam, I can see you. Please, this is the time for us to do the right thing. We cannot afford another decade of problem. We cannot afford another, in short, one day, not even a decade. We cannot afford one more day of this kind of trouble. These people that is in office today does not have the capacity. So their problem is not even to develop the country. The problem is to steal money. None of them. Just look, the people is going to appoint. In short, no man of goodwill would even want to work with these people. Nobody of goodwill will want to work with them. So we are in for it. If either we, they push us to the wall. It's either we push back now or we disappear, from where they have pushed us to. So that is just what I just want to say, that already this presidency is damaged, whatever it is. Aside from the fact that he stole himself into office, but the ObiDient movement have damaged it. There is nothing that is made of this presidency again. There is nothing, and there is nothing they are going to do. The fact that they are talking about sharing money, like the concept of sharing money goes a long way to tell you that these people doesn't know what they are doing. Is it not in this government is it not this APC government that they're pastor? I know some people were saying, oh, if it was Osibajo that was coming, blah, blah, blah. If it was Osibajo, it's even worse. It was not him that was sharing that money. That's a pastor. Sharing money. They call it trader money. Where are those? This, like Saddam said, these monies will disappear. Even if the 8,000 you're talking about, nobody's going to see it. It's going to disappear there. This thing is just them actually mapping out money for themselves. Who is going to get this money? Nobody's going to get it. And poverty is going to go. But God is going to help us in this season. And, we are going to make sure that we fight for the cause of this nation. So be ready. This is the time for us to fight for the soul of this country. So for everyone on this place now, I greet you. I may not be able to call names now. Please, I thank you for listening. I thank you for everything that you do. Please continue doing like Life has said. Please, this is the time for us to get ready. We are on your battle armor, and this is the time for us to fight for the soul of our country. At this point, I want to hear. Please, don't think I'm not going to talk about Sweet Angel. Sweet Angel,
Yeah, you don't make sure we are brother. All right, all right. Thank you very much, guys. We have 8 speakers wants to speak currently, and I have 20 minutes, so I have at most 2 minutes per person. So please, I'll just really beg us to stick with time. Please and please. All right, so I'll just go fast. Rita, Ejikeme, Office of the City, in that particular order. Okay. All right, so people can do 3 minutes. I just got information that we can extend slightly, so maybe we can do 3 minutes. Rita, please go ahead.
Greetings, everyone. So today again is after Rita and Ejikeme. As well, though. Emir Sadam, greetings to you. Greetings for Mini. God, NCs. Oh, God, God bless you. Jimmy, Otumba, everybody in the space. I greet all this, both the Nigerians that are here present. I greet everybody. Thank you very much for the great opportunity. Tinubu's disqualification update. Fellow Nigerians and non-Nigerians, if know that we have disqualified human beings who are parading themselves as judges all over Nigeria, we will never have this character called Tinubu with excess ill baggages contesting for a councillorship position in Nigeria, let alone being mentioned amongst presidential candidates. And to think such a character is now seated in Aso Villa, and we have personalities who claim to be lords, parading themselves as leaders, as judges. In all honesty, the judiciary, in fact, the justices of Nigeria, they are the real problems we are having as Nigerians. And then the stupidity of the mind, the spirit, soul, and body combined is when you borrow to consume. When you borrow to consume without any plans of paying back, it is the stupidity of the highest order. Many years ago, a girl told me of another girl, a South African, who went and borrowed money. If you know South African, I don't know if they're still doing it now. They give loans to their citizens. You want to go to school, you want to make an investment, or whatever. They just give you money. That girl went, collected that money, and used it to furnish her house. Instead of investing it in business or using it to go to school or something. She was blacklisted. Buhari left Nigerians with over 70 trillion naira debts. Today, Tinubu again is toiling the same lines, going to borrow to give Nigerians to eat. And to ever think this man is thinking of giving a household 8,000 naira. 8,000 naira that cannot even prepare a pot of meal. A kilo of chicken in Nigeria today as we speak, depending on where you are, you get 3,700 per kilo, you get 4,000, depending on where you are. So what can 8,000 naira do if you just buy turkey? Somebody like me that likes meat and fish in my soup, how can I manage 8,000 naira to do a pot of soup, let alone for a whole family for a month? Meat and fish in my